calling our meeting to order, our Wayne County Board of Commissioners meeting of July 5th. The invocation this morning will be by Commissioner Wayne Aycock.
Mr. Gentleman, prayer, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for your many blessings. Thank you for the opportunity for this board to serve the citizens of Wayne County and make the decisions that we feel like are what's best for the county. Also, dear God, I want to thank you for this past weekend, and yesterday is the 4th of July as we celebrate the United States of America. And we also want to remember the men and women that's in service, that's in uniform today, that sacrifice so much for us to have the freedom that we have. But most of all, we want to remember our veterans and our servicemen and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice for us to have this freedom, for us to have the freedom to sit here and make decisions and have the freedom to do basically as we please in this great country. And also, dear God, I want to take a moment to remember the family of Matthew and Carissa Reading, a young airman out at the base that lost their daughter, was only 1 month old. And I want to especially thank the First PH Church for taking this family in and treating them like family, because this family was from out on the western part of the country. And also I attended the funeral of this child, and wanted to thank Lieutenant Colonel Tim Rosenthal, the chaplain out at the base, for the fantastic service him and Pastor Bill Rose did. But it's so touching to see our young men and women that are serving to have to go through a tragedy like this, but to see the citizens of Wayne County step up and take care of them. We all also want to thank all of our attendants today for being here, for your support. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Vice Chairman Pate will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got approval of the minutes. We've got three board meetings that we have minutes to approve: June 14th, June 15th, and June 21st. We have a motion of approval.
So moved.
All right. Moved. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor of the motion of approval of the minutes signify by raising your right hand. Okay, unanimously approved. Any adjustments to the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay, under special recognition, we've got a presentation of the retirement plaque, Health Department Public Health Nursing Director, Evelyn Coley, and I see Mr. Madden there. You'll come forth and make this presentation. And if the board will join me out front, I'd appreciate it.
Ready? Well, good morning. I get the honor and privilege to actually just give a brief introduction to this plan of a retirement of a fabulous employee, our next retiree from Great County of Wayne. This lady is well known to most and pleasantly known by many. I was just speaking with her this morning, and she reminded me of Charles Swindoll, who said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Evelyn Coley is a perfect example of that kind of person. She exemplifies good attitude and high level of professionalism. She served more than 36 years in the health department. She's been a tremendous asset and faithful employee. She has served as a nurse manager, a director of nursing, and even the health director. She's seen the face of the county change. She's been part of the public health changes. She's been a history to public health, its development, its growth in this county and across the state. In my own 18 years of service, which is just half of hers, I've met so many public health advocates, wonderful public health advocates, but I have met very few true public health champions. Ms. Coley is a true champion of public health. She has traversed the roads of change and challenge, all for the improvement of this great county. She's been an integral part of all the distinct services that we've provided over the years in public health. She's been part of the development of nurse home visitation, open access to care and clinical services, innovative approaches for working with children with developmental special needs, minority health programs and management, and strategic planning, just to name a few. How do you name a few? All the things that she's done in 36 years. So although we wish her well in her new adventures, she will be missed. She's paid her labors, though, and she has earned the opportunity to move on to enjoy her next phase of life. So Evelyn, with this plaque, I'd like to present it to you on behalf of Wayne County. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. Thank you, and public health has been my life, and I've enjoyed almost every moment of it. And I've worked with many of you, and I like change and challenges and seeing things improved and making things better for our clients and for Wayne County. And my family and I are grateful for the opportunity to have served in various capacities, because, you know, when you're serving, your family serve too. But I just think I've met so many wonderful people in Wayne County, and I'm looking at you now. And I've met great people throughout the state of North Carolina. And to God be the glory for all that He has done through me. Thank you.
Don't stand here, we're not gonna charge you $50,000. All right, Tommy.
I'll do my best. You buy that camera with low budget.
Just take
Wait a minute, we gotta have a backup plan. You'll be on the front page of the news article.
Right here.
Thank you.
All right.
While we're here, did you want to introduce our new employees as well?
Yes.
Shake their hands.
Okay. Let me take care of the first one, and then Tommy will do the second one. As y'all know, Steve Cross had retired, and we went through the normal process of advertising. We used an assessment panel where we had 2 IT professionals from other counties come in and assist us with this. And I'm happy to introduce Mr. Ryan Preble. Ryan is our new IT director. He spent 12 years in IT with the United States Air Force. He's been in private enterprise for the last 8 years, so he brings 20 years of experience in IT work. He has a BA from the University of Mount Olive in computer information systems, and he's currently working on his MBA. And I'm happy to report that he started work last week while I was on vacation. So, delighted to have him. You want to go ahead and meet the board? Tommy, you want to?
Did Ryan want to say anything? Did
Brian,
Ryan
did you
want to
wanna
say anything?
anything? I'm sorry.
I appreciate the introduction. That was very nice. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of exciting opportunities. A lot of projects going on in Wayne County. A good time to be a part of IT, and I'm looking forward to great staff. Already dug in with a lot of different projects, so I'm just looking to get in there and learn as much as I can right now, and then we'll steer some of these projects, and I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
He came back for week two, too, man.
That's right. That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I wanted to take a moment to introduce Mel Powers. We've not formally introduced Mel as the OES director for the county, but Mel has been with the county for over 20 years. He's no stranger to any of y'all. He's probably one of the most brilliant minds in the emergency management field across the state, and I would say that unequivocally, having worked with some of those folks. But I thought it would be appropriate for Mel to introduce the new EMS manager, because that's a division that falls under his leadership, and so I'm going to give him that privilege and defer to him.
How do you follow up on that? I do want to introduce to you Brian Smith. Brian Smith is a native of Wayne County. He's actually been in public safety the majority of his life. He spent 20 plus years in Rosewood Fire Department, retired from there. He started his career in Goldsboro Fire Department in the rescue squad. When we merged EMS 2001, 2002, he actually come aboard with Wayne County, so he's been here with us. Brian has stepped up over the last couple of years to assist us in emergency medical services. We do think it's fitting that he is our EMS manager going forward. Brian is married and got 2 children. He likes to ski and drive 4-wheelers. He used to like to do that. He may not have time now to do that. At one time he enjoyed that. So I'm going to bring Brian Smith up, let him talk to you for just a second.
Thank you, Commissioners, for this opportunity. Wayne County is growing every day. EMS and our non-emergency side is growing every day, as you know. Call volume is increasing on both sides constantly, and I appreciate this opportunity, and we're going to make this system grow. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we ready to go? We're going to go ahead and have Bill Pate give us a presentation on these dollar amounts here. These are-
Needs to come to the microphone.
Been a long time since I stood before commissioners. And I'm not asking for any money today, but I might at a later time. This is a special recognition for a donation that's being made to the Agricultural Convention Center. G&M Sales, and I'm a good friend of Santa Murphy. I've known her for several years now, but I did not know her father. He was ill at the time that I first met her, and I really didn't know anything about him. But Marcia did some research, and I want to tell you a little bit about G&M Sales. In 1958, Dutch Garner and Bill Melson formed G&M Sales of Statesville, North Carolina, to assist in selling and servicing the poultry industry. The following year, they asked Ralph D. Johnson, that's her father, sales representative for livestock and poultry vaccine and drug company Whitmore Incorporated, if he would like to relocate from Ontario, Canada, I didn't know she was born in Canada either, to join their company. He agreed and joined the partnership in Goldsboro, North Carolina location, right across the street from Mr. Mayo's business. Later, the Dutch family sold the Goldsboro location to Ralph, and the name was changed to G&M Sales of Eastern North Carolina. Over the next 20 years, Ralph opened 3 additional locations in Ahoskie, Rose Hill, and Clinton, North Carolina. Together, they service Eastern North Carolina with the most brands of poultry and swine equipment. Upon his passing in 2004, Ralph left the business to his daughter and president of the company, Sandra Murphy. Within years of service and work ethic instilled by her dad,
Sandra has continued to make Jenny themselves a driving force in the poultry and swine industry, and she is now making this thing grow even more. She couldn't be here this morning because she had to work, so she asked me if I would say a few words on her behalf, because the room that's been has been named in the memory of her father, Ralph Johnson. So, thank you, Sandra and Jenny and Sales. The second one we're doing is another good corporate friend of Wayne County who's given dollars to the Agricultural Convention Center, is that of Mile Olive Pickle. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that, and we really appreciate what they're giving us, but I think I saw someone come in that might have a few words to share with us, or you want me to just finish up later? Come on up. I like putting her on the spot. She's done it to me a few times.
I was just going to come. Anyway, yes, this is our 90th anniversary. The Mount Pickle Company was established back in 1926 by local business people for the purpose of creating a new market for local farmers. And so we have been at it ever since, and today we are the best-selling brand of pickles in U.S. grocery stores, so that's an awesome thing. But we've always had a really deep and abiding relationship with our community, and that's because that's where our roots are. So our participation in this effort is an extension of that. We are very proud and pleased to be a part of it. We think it's long overdue, and so we are grateful to be here today.
Thank you so much. It's a great contribution. By the way, theirs is for the lobby.
So you can see us when
I think you can come over here so we can have a picture taken. You look great.
We're going to try the testing camera this time.
You may have to put a camera in the budget.
You would have made that formal. Oh, look at that. Worked like a flash.
For $100,000.
I'll make a motion, since we're talking about all of it, I'll make the motion that we accept their contribution.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by raising your right hand. We'll be glad to accept your dollars.
And I'll need to make another motion as well for Jenny themselves to accept
All
the
right.
donation on behalf of Santa Murphy's City Hall.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by raising your right hand. Okay, we've got that. Good. Oh, I'm very well what they're here for. Yeah, they're on there. Okay, it's 9:15, and we're going to open up for public comments. We've got 4 individuals that have signed up today. Our first one is Ginger Winders. Ms. Winders, have you come to the podium and
Is that
speak
2
to us?
minutes or 4?
I beg your pardon?
2 or 4 minutes.
We have that down, speaking about a topic of the Fremont Library, which is not on the agenda, so a 2-minute conversation.
Good morning, Commissioner Daughtry and Daughtery, and fellow commissioners. My name is Ginger Winders, and I have lived in the northern part of the county for almost 40 years. As a teacher, I understand the important role that our library plays in the lives of our children. The enrichment that a library can provide to their lives is beyond measure. I would hope that we would be very mindful of the importance of providing the best facility possible for our children as we teach them to become avid readers and search out topics of their interest to their hungry minds. The present setup that we have now in Fremont and in Pikeville is not conducive to encouraging lifelong learning, and through the programs such as Story Time and the Summer Reading Program, which I might add, was about 80 kids there this past Thursday. Neither facility is large enough to house the programs, such as the one that came last week, the North Carolina Zoo, and the one that is coming this Thursday, the North Carolina Aquarium. Both programs have to be done at the community building in Pikeville. A new facility would enable us to have these programs, but not only that, but a chess club for our kids or an after-school book club. Not only would it benefit our children, but it would benefit others in our community. It would mean more available hours open and a safer parking lot. As of right now, both libraries are cramped and small. A new building would provide a place of leisure that our families could use and learn to take advantage of all these opportunities that would be available to us. A combined facility would strengthen both of our communities. It would enhance the lives of young patrons and old ones too. I would like for us, there's a group of us supporting this, if they would stand. And we just want to say thank you, commissioners, for hearing our concerns, and we're hopeful that you will move on our behalf. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsey Ham, speaking on the library, you'll speak to us for a few moments.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Chairman Dot.
Good morning.
Daughtery and board. My name is Lindsey Ham. I'm a former police officer in Goldsboro and retired Army officer. Combat. I appreciate the military comments. My heart is always with my brothers and sisters out there on the battlefield. Anyway, in reference to the library, I realized a long time ago from experience and working and making plans and this, that, and the other that an initial idea, a plan it comes up for a reason. There's a need, there's a necessity, you know. And for this Fremont Pikeville setup the way it is right now, I'm piggybacking on what she just said as far as the young ones are concerned. That's a great aspect of it. But there's us old people out here too that use the libraries, and I'm writing a book right now, and it's been those libraries being where they are have been an integral part of me being able to get that stuff done. With the hours set up like they are, though, you know, the Fremont library is open particular hours, the Pikeville library is open particular hours. It really is not conducive to work. And and like I said a minute ago, I realized that from the beginning, obviously, there was a need for a consolidation and a new building there. And what happens is when we have a need and we make a plan and you put that off, then as time goes on, you know, you justify not doing it, and eventually you say, hey, I wish we had done that. We should have done it while we had the opportunity to do it. We should have done it while we had the money to do it. It makes sense to have done it, and now it's kind of hard to do. So I would just say in closing that I would appreciate any, me personally, just speaking for myself, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with it, that any vote of confidence and yes to going ahead with building that facility would be the best thing that can happen for that area, because right now it's kind of difficult. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Tom Drew. He is speaking on the Maxwell Regional Center. And so that is on the agenda, so we will let you have 4 minutes.
Which I just would speak on both matters on and off the agenda, and there's a few valuable seconds. And Tom Drew, P.O. Box 587, Goldsboro, North Carolina 27533. One would be where, how, and when would one know what a viable agenda is so you can be prepared, and understand sometimes there's last minute additions. And also it'd be a question, do I get a rain check for the minutes that I was shorted a few times till we came up with some reasonable answers to questions presented to the commissioners about the reasonability of the rules of public comment. Ag Carolina and Mount Pickle and GM Sales of North Carolina presenting grants for the Maxwell Center. Concerned on all 3 levels, a lack of oversight to make sure that the money's not spent, though well invested, and did make significant effort with Ag Carolina seeking open discussion with them into those concerned. There are promised plants for the promised planet, and there's 2 of them. One I've been researching for 49 years, another one for 48 years. Ready to pass Wayne County by if we don't jump up on the research that needs to be done. Then I'd ask the county attorney, Gordon Parker, that a citizen reporter as I can be banned from Wayne Community College, Wayne County Arts Center, Wayne County Public Library, City of Goldsboro, arbitrarily, capriciously, indefinitely, without benefit of appeal. Do you recognize that as a reality at the Wayne County Board of Elections, that I could be banned arbitrarily, capriciously, indefinitely, without benefit of appeal? I've sought the appeal process and none has been provided. Does one exist? No reply from nobody, including the county attorney. Which, John Bell, Commissioner Bell, are you still a liaison with the Board of Elections? I thought you were the liaison between the commissioners and the Board of Elections at one time.
Mr. Drew, just go ahead and speak.
Well, that's why I'm putting these things in writing, getting no reply, seeking what constitutes the rules, roles, and functions of a liaison, some matters of seriousness, life and death issues with the Board of Elections. And I did public records request of the county manager and his assistant on the 23rd of June. I sought a copy of any contract and/or documentation that secured the appropriation by the County of Wayne to a request of the Wayne County Board of Elections for funds for any and all security cameras present 6/13/2016 at the Wayne County Board of Elections office and surrounding, and that's A, and B, a copy of any and all documented directives guiding and/or establishing appropriate use of those funds for those security cameras, intended use at the Wayne County Board of Elections office and its staff, to include the following: number of cameras in their intended location; 2, intended schedule, operation hours for each camera; 3, intended schedule, minimum and maximum securing of recordings for each camera, and another. I haven't got no reply from the county manager's office to this request. Should I expect one?
Mr. Drew, this is not a time for question and
Well,
answers.
it's time
Any
for
comments?
to file a motion compelling disclosure, because that's cause order.
Thank you, Mr. Drew. Is it Olivia? Oliver Thomas. Oliver Thomas.
Chairman Daugherty and fellow commissioners. Hello, my name is Oliver Thomas and I am 10 years old. I have faithfully attended story time, reading club, and summer reading programs for over 5 years now. My love of reading is encouraged every time I step into the library. Reading is a gift which I am so happy to have received. I would ask that you consider building a new library. It would be a great benefit to me and so many like me. I love learning, and I know a new library would be an environment which I would be encouraged not only by the books, but by the opportunities offered there. Thank you so much for your leadership in our county and for your time here today.
Thank you so much for being here today. I received more from that comment than the others. Thank you so much. That ends our public comment period. We do want to thank each one of you for coming today to share with you your thoughts. Now moving on to unfinished business, and I understand there is no unfinished business. Under our consent agenda, we have 3 matters: an application for present use value, application for disabled veterans exclusion, and 1 budget amendment. And we discussed those in our agenda. Do I have a motion for approval of our consent agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we've got a motion for approval of our consent agenda. Any discussions on the motion? Being none, all those in favor of the motion to approve signify by raising your right hand. Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, Commissioner Mayo.
could I back up just a second? Is there any exceptions to the public time as far as somebody signing up? I noticed we had some 2 or 3 that came in late, and I do think there's a couple of people that want to speak.
I understand. We'd hope that they would come next time,
Okay.
because I'm afraid to vary from our standard procedure for various reasons.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your understanding on that. I am now recessing our Board of Commissioners meeting and am convening our Wayne County Board of Adjustment meeting. The purpose of our Wayne County Board of Adjustment meeting is to have a public hearing on the special use permit request for Jester Solar. Mr. Crumpler.
Yes, sir. The request is from special use permit in the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base Airspace Control Surface Area, which requires by our ordinance to be handled as a special use. The name of the site is Jester Solar LLC. It's located at 1002 Millers Chapel Road. It is located on 2 parcels of land. The property owner is Best Farms Incorporated. The developer is Cypress Creek Renewables. It is within the New Hope Township. The Wayne County Planning Board on May the 10th, 2016 approved the site plan at that site. It was reviewed by the staff and has been determined to meet the minimum standards as required by the ordinance. The proposed solar energy facility is a 5 megawatt PV electrical generation facility consisting of ground mounted fixed tilt tracks of modules. 25 acres on 2 parcels. It will be interconnected to Duke Progress Energy. The site is currently agricultural, located on both sides of Millers Chapel Road. The property is zoned RA20, RA30, and light industry. Solar energy facilities are permitted as a special use in RA20 and RA30 zones under the zoning ordinance. And the site is bordered by industrial, agricultural, and forestry uses on the site, on all sides. Site plan meets the requirements as outlined in the ordinance regulating solar energy facilities for setbacks, fencing, buffering from the highway. The site plan has been reviewed by Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. They required some additional mitigating circumstances be used on the site, and so they have required some additional buffer be put in place. The site plan does reflect that, and Seymour Johnson has, as part of the evidence I've submitted to you, a letter stating that they are satisfied with that design. Yes. So, supporting evidence for the special use permit, you have in your packages the site plan, the development application, the ground lease agreement between the developer and the property owner, the interconnection request between the site and Duke Progress Energy, a decommissioning and abandonment plan that we require, and input from Seymour Johnson. The site was, a sign was posted on site, adjoining property owners were notified, and the legal ad for this meeting was run in the newspaper twice. It would be, the planning boards reviewed it, and they recommend that the special use permit be issued. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, is there any questions of Mr. Crumpler? If not, do I have a motion on the
Receive comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Excuse me. You've got to have public comment. Okay. We open up our public hearing on the special use permit. Is there anyone that has any comments or public comment to this matter?
Chairman, Board, thank you for having me. I'm Philip Martin. I'm with Cypress Creek Renewables. We would be the long-term owner and operator of Jester Solar. It's a 5 megawatt site. The off-taker of the power will be Duke Energy Progress. The site will be buffered on all sides, whether existing forestry along the road because of the ordinance and the additional plans that we did to mitigate any concerns from Seymour Johnson. I'd just like to hope I have your approval on this special use permit. This site causes no noise, no glare, and it's a tax base that doesn't put any burden on existing services. So, in essence of brevity, I hope for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this matter at the public hearing? And now we're going to close the public hearing. And I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the planning board that the special use permit be granted and submitted with the recommended mitigation requested by Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion on the motion? Being none, all those in favor of the motion signify by raising your right hand. Unanimous approval. And with that now, we are adjourning the Wayne County Board of Adjustment meeting and reconvening the Board of Commissioners meeting. Before you all leave, I might just point out something. There's a young lady that's in the audience here that was instrumental in the Mount Olive Library. And you might want to meet with her since she's here in the audience. And she's sitting over here in the purple dress. Her name is Ms. Lynn Williams. Just for your information.
Mr. Chairman. Yes, Commissioner Mayor. You know, one of the reasons we have the public time is to hear from the public. And I was asked about the new central library in the northern part of the county. And in spite of what some of us have heard, even from elected officials, the citizens are the ones that make the decision, not elected officials. Therefore, just for this meeting only, I know that these adults, some came in late, and I understand, but I'm going to ask that, and I'm actually going to make a motion that we deviate from our normal public time just for this meeting and allow these adults and children that want to speak for this library, because we cannot make a decision as an elected official and the commission board unless we hear from the public. The citizens run this county, we don't. So I'm making a motion at this time that anyone else that wants to speak on behalf of the Central Library in the northern part of Wayne County be allowed to do so while they are here, because they have traveled this morning from the northern part of the county to be here. I make that a form of motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I agree with Mr. Mayo. Some of the people that came today that probably wanted to speak may not be aware, may not have been aware of, we've only gone to the signing up for, a couple of years for the public comments, and I agree with Mr. Mayo if the board sees fit to let these people have a couple of minutes.
Yes, Commissioner Pate.
I realize the reasons for it by rules, but I want to be sure I understand it. If we do this today, it's to limit it only to one subject, and it is the central library possibility. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's what my motion is.
I want to be sure.
Just for today.
Just won't open it up to any and everything.
Okay, any more discussion on the motion? All right, with that said, all those in favor of the motion signify by raising your right hand. Okay, who would like to speak?
Do
Go forward.
I need to time this?
And if you'll just give your name and your address.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it. My name is Anna Walker, and my address is 2070 NC Highway 111 North. It's a long way to say Paytown Road. But I appreciate the opportunity to speak. The library has been a huge part of my family's life. We were involved in the Mount Olive Library, and we do know Miss Williams from the Mount Olive Pickle Company. We did several field trips there. But we love the library for all the information that we can gain from it. And it gives my children help for their schooling. We homeschool, and we use the library a lot. And the way that it is set up right now, both facilities are very small, and they're open at different times, and it's hard to keep track of the times sometimes. And my children are very avid readers. But I think a new library will help our community and be able to promote literacy better to a larger group of people. And our community would benefit from a larger space and from a facility that has a steady schedule. Our librarians work extremely hard and do very well with the facilities that they have, but it would be a lot better, I think, if for our community. I've seen what it did in Mount Olive for the wonderful facility that they have there, and I would love to see it at the northern end. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else that'd like to speak?
That's good.
Hello, my name is Lydia Walker. I'm 5 years old. I just want to read and would like more choices for my level at a new library. I love the summer reading program and would like a bigger space to have it at the library. Thank you very much.
Future president.
Is there anyone else that'd like to speak?
Hello, my name is Ava Walker, and I would like a new library for the following reasons. If we get a new library, then we will have more book choices than what we have now, and I love to read. I love to read, and there are so many books out there that I have not read and that I'm sure I would benefit from reading. I have been to the library in Mount Olive, and every time I go, I come home with so many new books that I have never even heard of. If we get a new library in Goldsboro, then the library will be open all the time, and you won't have to worry if in the afternoon you live in Fremont and the library in Pikeville is open. Then you don't have to go out of your way to go to the library. Not only would the new library give us a chance to have new books, but it would also give us a library that is open all the time so that we will be able to check out new books. I think that a library would really benefit our community. That is why I would love to have a new library in Goldsboro. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Emma Walker, and I'm 15 years old, and I would like a new library in the northern part of the county. I would like a new library because we can have such a bigger book selection. Right now, our book selection reflects the limited space that we have. If we had a new library, we could have the space for so many new and wonderful books. A new larger space would also allow for places to sit and enjoy books, small reading nooks. We would also have a larger children's area for story time and other programs. Right now at the Pikeville Library, which we attend for story time each week, there is a very large number of children, and there is not very much space for a story time. Also, we could hold summer reading programs at the library. I really enjoy the summer reading programs, and I help volunteer with some of the other teenagers in the county. If we could hold the summer reading programs at the library, we wouldn't have to find another venue. And in conclusion, I would like a new library because it will enhance our community. It will give so much more space and opportunity to our literature enjoyment. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, someone else like to speak?
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. My name is Sarah Simmons. I live at 200 Artesa Drive. Princeton is the address, but it's in Wayne County. I don't have a really enlightened speech. I think we've heard a lot of wonderful things about why we should. My reason is pretty simply that when I moved to the area, we're military and have been a lot of different places. When we moved to the area, I was really excited to find that there was a Pikeville library. And then I went there and I walked inside and I thought, seriously? How do people live in a community without a library? And my life has always been revolved around activities at libraries. And there's so much that cannot be done in the library here at Pikeville. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else that'd like to speak?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would just like to prevail upon Ms. Williams to give a 2 or 3 minute background on how the Mount Olive Library came to, just 3 minutes, Lynn, on how it would be helpful, site and all that other stuff that happened prior to me being actively involved.
Ms. Williams will never come back.
When it comes to pickles and libraries, she'll be back. Yeah, she'll be
Yeah,
back.
Mr. Hancock, you have that right. Pickles and libraries. Well, you know, Mount Olive actually had the very first public library back in 1930 in Wayne County. So the community then raised the funds for a library. Dr. William Calvin Steele was a physician in town, and he was very passionate about public libraries, and so he started a campaign. And he actually passed away before it was built. But once it was built, the community named it in his honor. So Mount Olive has always been very passionate about its library. And so, you know, we've gone through a couple different manifestations. It went from the original building to a bank building, and then from, which was maybe 2,500 square feet. So I can certainly identify with where you all are now. But the public library system in Wayne County had done a long-range plan and a long-range study, and so what they had determined was a regional library in the southern end and a regional library in the northern end. So we sort of got serious about our library in the southern end of the county, and the conversations began, and I have to give J.D. Evans a lot of credit for that. And we had a empty BOC department store building, and I think it was J.D.'s thought in the beginning that, man, that would be a great library. And that's kind of how we got started. And the commissioners made an offer to us that they could, if we could raise the first 10% of the project, that would give them impetus. They would know that we were serious about it, and that they would fulfill that obligation to go ahead and finish it and build it. So we got busy, and in about 2 years, we'd raised pledges. I don't think they thought we were going to do it that fast, but it was $350,000 that we were able to raise in the beginning, and then the county commissioners came back and fulfilled their end of the bargain, and we have a beautiful library in Alabama. So it was a lot of community involvement, a huge amount of community involvement, and we had, my favorite, we had a $1 gift from a little girl who came to the summer reading program and did the story times, and so our gifts range from $1 to $50,000, so $55,000. So it was very much a grassroots community effort and in partnership with the county, and it worked. It was great. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else that would like to speak? Oh, hey, here we go. Yeah. We got a late call here.
My name is Josephine Simmons. My sister Isabella Simmons likes to read Harry Potter a lot, and She's read over a day, a whole 24 hours. And I would like to have a new library because she inspires me. I want a new library because my 2 older sisters like to read now, and my mom, Sarah Simmons, loves to read too. And I would like a new library so that I can start having a habit to read. I'd like to say, I want a new library.
Thank you so much. Okay, anybody else would like to speak? Anyone else? Okay, thank you so much for your comments. We appreciate it, and we'll take it under advisement. We'll get with Lynn. Okay, we're moving on to the county manager's comments.
Okay.
She's always been out.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I just have a few things to go over. One is, just want to remind everybody that at the next meeting, we'll have the public hearing on the special assessments out at Canterbury Village and Northwoods. We're meeting with the engineering firm tomorrow, and at that point, we'll have the numbers. We'll be sending those out then to the neighbors so that they have advance notice of that and reminding them of the meeting. And Marcia will have those letters out probably by midweek, by tomorrow. The employee evaluations are now underway. Department heads have started that process. Wanted you to be aware of that. The only other thing I wanted to mention as far as things underway is the groundbreaking on the 14th at 10 a.m. I just want to remind everybody of that for the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center. This has been a long-awaited event. I know Bill in particular has worked very hard on this, but we're looking forward to that major event here for the county. And again, that's on July the 14th at 10 a.m. at the site. One other thing, the other major project that we have going on, if you haven't ridden by, you see a lot of improvements at the jail site now. That's going very well. Our IT people are getting ready to put in the fiber links now. That's one of the first jobs that Ryan will be working on, and we've already gone through that. Our folks have a plan for that and to loop that line. It'll go to the jail, then it'll go to wherever we decide on the new 911 center. As you know, we're looking at 5 options there. Then it will cut back over to Wayne Memorial and come back into town to give us a loop system there, which is necessary for redundancy for the 911 center. And then we will take the fiber all the way out to Wayne Memorial Drive out to the new Agricultural and Convention Center. So that's a major project that will be getting underway here shortly. Last thing I just wanted to say is I want to thank Tommy Burns for doing such a good job while I was on vacation. And I know he did a good job because I didn't get many calls. So I very much appreciate that, Tommy. Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Board of Commissioners Committee reports and comments. Commissioner Bell.
Mr. Chairman, I met with East Point last week, and we have a directive from the secretary not to discuss merger anymore until he make a decision. So you will not hear me talk about merger of East Point anymore. We approved our budget last week, and I will say this, that we had about a $15 million profit from last year. So we're doing pretty good over there at East Point as far as financial goes. That's all I have.
Commissioner Adcock.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things. I've had the pleasure of attending the farewell dinner for Colonel Slocum. Had a good turnout, real good presentation. Also, I had the pleasure of attending Colonel Slocum's promotion from Lieutenant Colonel to Brigadier General. Very touching. His daughter sang the national anthem, and his daughter and son pinned his stars on each shoulder. Very touching. It was good presentation. And also, I'd like to mention again, I mentioned it in the opening prayer of the young airman that him and his wife lost a baby that was only a month old. And I'm so proud of the citizens of Wayne County. Because this family was from Colorado. Really didn't have a church family. They only had their military family to turn to. But the citizens of Wayne County, I mean, I'm just so proud of the citizens of Wayne County for taking someone in like this that really didn't have a church family, and see the outpour that the community did for this young couple. And this is just one instance. You know, this happens all over the county all the time. We just don't know about it. I just happen to be, kind of involved in this one. But I'm just wanting to thank the citizens of Wayne County for the way you look after each other and our military family. Thank you.
Mr. Mayo.
I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to thank all the people that came today to speak on possibly a new library in the northern part of the county. One of the things that I think that is important here is that homeschooling has drastically increased over the years. And homeschooling, they need to have access to information that under normal circumstances they may not need to access, because obviously they're teaching in their home. So I'm just encouraged, and I also believe that the citizens in the northern part of the county will ultimately make the decision on whether they want a new library or not, in spite of what but some opposition may or may not be. But we need to listen, and I'm not revisiting this. I was contacted about a month ago by some people that wanted to express an interest in a new library for the northern part of the county. So I said, well, you know, we just went through and it sort of changed priorities as far as the commissioners. They said, well, we'd just like to come and say, give our support. I said, fine, you're welcome to do that as a citizen. You can come up here anytime. Also, real quick, we had a DSS meeting. We also had a Goldsboro Wayne Transportation meeting. But I think what I'd like to focus on right now is what Commissioner Aycock alluded to. I attended Colonel Slocum's farewell get together. One of the things that really stuck with me out of everything that he said, and he is having a fantastic career. All of us, careers are based on someone that has said something or done something, or a family. But this is what he said. He said, my father told me at a young age, you need to associate yourself with people you want to be like. Well, I got to thinking about that. You know, maybe that's a lesson for us as elected officials. We need to answer our own that question ourselves. Are we conducting ourselves in a way that someone else may want to be like us? I think that is something that we need to consider today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Camardi.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I had an opportunity to attend the farewell dinner for Colonel Slocum. I also participated in the Department of Social Service and the Gold Wing County Transportation Committee meetings. One small reference to Colonel Slocum. Sometimes strangers come to a community and notice something that has probably been looked at by the locals for years. And he brought attention to Meadowland School. And the good thing about that was it gave other opportunities for folk to align themselves with the improvement of schools. And therefore, with some good budget management, the leadership here at through our county manager and the school system was able to put together a facilities plan that not just include that was obviously that he was advocating for, but it grew larger. And so one of those benefits is that sometimes strangers, and I just use that in its most positive manner, come in and bring attention, or the light gets shined on things that could be improved. And so as we wish him well in England, he did spend a valuable time here and helped to shine a light on things that as permanent residents we could work on and improve.
Mr. Gurley.
Mr. Chairman, one comment I received from Shamika Howell, who's our Public Health Education Supervisor at the Health Department, the final report on our 2015 Community Health Assessment. And as you recall, this is a joint effort from the Health Department, Waymore Hospital, and the ECU Research Department. And it also received final approval from the Division of Public Health on June 1st. There were 598 surveys that were returned, and the results has the Community Health Assessment Planning Team in the process of working on action plans to address the key health factors and prioritize that were identified. And priorities are: 1, access to health care, crime, education, mental health, and then health condition, which includes obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. Something I think we've all heard before. Thank you.
Commissioner Pate.
There's not a lot more I can say about the Colonel Slocum, now General Slocum, and it was not already been said. But it was very touching watching those kids pin those stars on his shoulders, and it was an important event. And I told him afterwards I couldn't be there the next day because I had a conflict, but I was glad that our lives had met when I crossed his path. And I wished him good luck in the future, because there are few people you will meet who have the type of integrity and vision that man's got. And I'm hoping that Colonel Sage, who's coming in, will be the same type of character. I certainly hope so, because they're great for our community. The groundbreaking, I've ordered cool weather. I don't know if it'll happen or not. I want everybody to get down on your knees and pray the night before that it's not too hot. As we discussed, it won't be a lengthy ceremony because it is July and it's going to be hot. We know that. But we'll have tents, we'll have water. But when we cut the ribbon now in either December or January 18, then we'll have a much longer, because we can go inside because we'll have heat or cool, whatever it happens to be. But I encourage everyone to come. It's been a long time coming, and I want to thank everybody sitting up here for helping and supporting this effort, because we would have never gotten here without your support and the support of the community and the agribusiness community. And the donations that are coming in are just phenomenal. I'm just tickled to death. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I don't have much to say other than I did enjoy the 4th of July weekend with my grandkids. It was nice. However, we probably need to make a note that if we have a holiday on a Monday and a following with a Tuesday meeting, we might want to postpone that to the next week.
Can I put that in?
That way I can watch the fireworks. That said, also, I do want to point out that I will not be here at our next meeting. You all please pray for me. I am going to be in Cleveland at the National GOP Convention nominating Trump as our next president of the United States. So please be with me. I hope it does not get out of hand in Cleveland. Is there, we do not need a closed session. Is there anything else to come before the board?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would just only like to say, we wish you a safe trip.
Mr. Marty.
Nothing further, huh? That said, we are adjourned.
You might need to say that his name is Joe Daugherty.